Alright, looks like I'm running. Everything looks okay from what I can see. I hope everything is okay. Okay, so this is my first ever live stream on this channel. I am going to show everybody my trading platform, how I've set it up, and how I'm going to also show my stock universe. I'll show what that is and how I classify the stocks in my stock universe. But let's start off with the platform that I happen to use. I happen to use TradeStation as my trading platform. I've chosen them basically because I followed a guy on YouTube who is a successful day trader. They have a channel called Live Traders. I've been following them for a number of years now. They also offer courses in trading, and I have taken their professional trading strategies course. Jared Wesley, one of the guys, the main guys behind Live Traders, uses TradeStation, so I thought, well, if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. And so I use TradeStation too. Whether it's the best platform out there, I have no idea, and I don't really care. I imagine they pretty much each as good as each other for most people. So here we are. I have 3 monitors to my system. You're only looking at one of them now, of course. So I'm going to show the first TradeStation window, which is right in front of you now. This is usually on the monitor on my left. And what you are looking at now are 2 charts, one above the other. The top chart is called the SPY, SPY, and the bottom chart is the Qs, QQQ. And they are set to 5-minute intervals, so each bar on this chart represents 5 minutes of time. I've chosen to use Japanese candlesticks as the graph type, mainly because that's what the guys at Live Traders do, and I think it's very informative as well. Instead of just seeing a line, this gives more information than that. Okay, so this goes back 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see like 5 days or so, 4 or 5 days on the chart. What's happened on the Qs and the SPY in the last 4 to 5 days? These 2 charts are quite important. You know, when people say the market is up or the market is down, usually they're saying it based on these charts. The SPY, if I remember correctly, is based on Standard & Poor's top 500 companies. I think by market capitalization, not sure. But anyway, they take the top 500 companies on the stock market and they aggregate them and they do all kinds of calculations and they get some numbers. Those numbers are displayed on this chart in the form of Japanese candlesticks in this case. The Qs, I think, are a smaller sample of companies, about 100 or so, and I'm not sure of their criteria. But anyway, these are the 2 main charts to see what the market is doing and has done and therefore what it can be expected to do in the near future. I set it to 5 minutes because I liked to have a more detailed view at the day, but I can change it to the hour. Okay, and I need to tell it to go back further. 30 days, no, let's do 90. That one, there we go. 1990. That's better. So that's 90 days that a chart is set in. You can see the first date here is 11 August. I forget the Americans do everything back to front, so they got month first, which is weird. Anyway, we can see that by day, and you can see the trend has basically been upwards. And in fact, if I show by month, and this starts in 2006, and you can see the trend has basically been upwards. This is no, that's COVID. There's our little COVID mishap over here, I think, or was this one? I don't know, but anyway, nothing goes upwards continually. It's up and down and up and down and up and down and up. The general overall trend is upwards, clearly. Let's go back to 5 minutes. So you can see here this represents the past trading day, which was a Friday, because I'm now doing this on Saturday. Basically not much happened. Opened about over here and it closed at about the same point. So not much happened on Friday. Okay, so that's that I can get a sort of market overview of what I should be able to tell from this what to expect from the market the next gaming day. Not gaming day, trading day, sorry. Okay, I should mention that this setup is geared towards day trading. Day trading is essentially where you buy a stock and you hold it for a matter of minutes or hours and then you sell it again. So open the trade and close it again usually in the same day. So that's called day trading. What I've started to do recently is swing trading, where you hold a stock for several days, couple of weeks max. So it's the same thing. There's no different. You buy a stock and you sell it again. The only difference is the time period in which you own stocks in whatever company you've bought them in. And that's it. Now that's the essence of trading, actually. That's all you ever do. You buy a stock and you sell them again. If you go what's called going long, it means you buy the stock and you hope the price goes up before you sell them. Or you can go short, in which case you sort of do the opposite. You borrow stock and you immediately sell it So you owe the company that you bought them from some money, and when you pay them back, you hope that that stock has dropped in price in that time. So then you buy that at a certain price. If the price drops and then you give them the money for those stocks later, you owe them less money. So that's how shorting works. The only difference is the time period that you hold the stocks. That's all it is. So if I was day trading, I would use, first of all, this page to see what I expect the market to do. It doesn't always work out like that, but you should have an idea of what you expect the market to do. Could be wrong, could be right. You hope you're right, but you should at least have a expectation and a plan to match that expectation. Then I would go and select some of the stocks that I will get to the selection process a bit later. So you will choose several stocks for that day, and I will put each of them on its own graph here. These light green are for stocks that I want to go long, and these are for any that I'm going to go short. Here, this graph is the SPY and the Qs again. These are all on the 2-minute time frame, and these generally stay on the 2-minute time frame. SPY's on the Q again on the 2 minutes, so I can keep watch on what the market's doing while looking at my stocks. And then I have the SQQQ and the TQQQ. This is like the Qs but divided by like 100 or so. Not exactly like that, but whereas now the stocks on the Qs are like $600 plus each, these are like $13 each. And this is the opposite of the Qs. So this follows the Qs, this does the opposite of the Qs. Sorry, other way around. SQQQ is the opposite, and this follows the Q. Sorry, my mistake. I have actually been away from trading for quite a while, and I forget the reason that I have these on here, but anyway. This is my stock universe, and I'll come back to that. This is a graph that shows the volatility of the markets. It's like a little bit of information. Now, the point of having all these charts and things is mainly just to give you as much information as possible so you can make the best decisions possible. I don't use them all the time, but I have them so that if I suddenly decide I want some information, it's right there. I just have to look at it. This over here, these are my orders that I've got. They have not been filled yet. And I will get to this a little bit later with filling orders and queued orders, and I will get to that. Market research. This is the third page. This just gives me an overview of the company. It can be some information that might be handy in certain circumstances. I don't really look at this very much. But again, if I suddenly want some information, I can just open this page and get it. I don't have to spend time hunting for it. It's right here. Trade reviews. it's exactly what it says. It gives a sort of overview of your trades on the day or the month or the week or whatever. And this bottom section shows me information about my trading accounts. And here are my stock lists. I will come back to this in a little while. So this is on the left monitor. All of these windows, panes, whatever, are in the same application window, and they sit on the left. In the center here is just one workspace, and this is my trading matrix. This is where I actually place the trades. Here are some of the not stocks, market indicators that I have on the let me show you again. Easier to show. These graphs here are also on here. So if I want to see some really basic information where they are now, I can click on them here, and all the charts get populated with data from that particular stock or market indicator or whatever it is. These are the stocks that I was interested in. I will get into why they are broken up into three groups. This is the trade matrix, this window here. And as I said, this is where I actually place trades. Buy stocks and sell them again. And final, this trade matrix, this sits in the center monitor. Then on the right, I have another monitor that has three workspaces. My stock scans, just general charts, so that when I want to see high level information and over a very long time period, if I'm looking at a stock, I want to see what the trends are for the past years, I use this window. And then this is another window that I can use mostly when day trading. This is called a radar screen, and this is sorted by average volume. So the stocks that have the most trades in a day are shown at the top, and they're supposed to go downwards. Average volume, but they sorted by daily volume. So the last trading day, Ford traded the most stocks. What's 298 million? And then next was BBAI. Okay, so as you can see, when I click on any of these names, which represent company names, obviously, there's all the company stocks, all the charts populate with data from that stock. So I can see everything from the 2-minute chart here, the 2-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute, 15, 20, 60, and daily. And the SPY and the Qs here, these are set to the 15-minute time interval. I mentioned a stock universe and this is where I generate one. Let's open this, and there. This is called my average intraday trading range. And what it does, it selects from certain markets, and down here it excludes some. See, I'm not interested in trading biotechnology and drugs or Amex. I just don't trade them, so I exclude them from the list. Then scan criteria. This will select all stocks from the selected markets and obviously excluding excluded markets or categories. Market capitalization is 150 million or more. Volume average over the last 10 days is 1 million or more per day. 1 million stocks must be traded per day or more. Average price must be between $2 and $25. And average trading range, which also goes for the last 10 days, must be 40 cents or greater. That means if you look at how much the stock increases in price or decreases in price over the last 10 days, it should be 40 cents or more. I don't want us to worry about stocks that only go up or down in price by 1 cent a day. That's no good for day trading. You can't make any money like that. So when I run the scan, it gives me this list here. And this list is, let's make that a bit wider. My last scan gave me 358 different stocks. These then became my stock market, my stock universe, sorry. So these are all the stocks that fit my criteria. And let's come back to here and my stock lists. Okay, so first of all, here are all the stocks from that scan, and I've broken them into 3 different categories. This first box here, these are all the stocks that are trending downwards. The next box is those that are not really trending up or down. They're more or less flat, sideways. And then the last one here are stocks that are trending up. I'm not necessarily interested more in any particular group. I just want to know, it's important to me that I know what the trend, the overall trend is, the daily trend, the monthly trend, whatever. So I have gone through all of these stocks, and these are the ones that are trending down. These are the ones that are trending sideways, and these are the ones that are trending up on the whole. And each of these, a stock will be only, it should be only in one of these 3 lists, not more than one. Now, each category I've further broken down by these tabs at the bottom here. Not completed this, I will do a little bit now to show you what I do. So these are all the stocks that are trending down. What I do is then start at the top. Okay, this stock is clearly trending straight down. You can see at the bottom here, it's bouncing a little bit. So I might want to see, this is the daily chart, by the way. So each bar represents 1 day. So if I want to see what the a longer trend for the stock is, I come back to this. Look at, well, I just look to the right, but I'm looking at this, and I can see the same stock but on multiple different time frames. So here is the daily. It looks a little bit different because these also include volume. So the graph is squashed a bit vertically. But you can see clearly trending down. There's our little bounce that we can see here. Now we can look at the weekly chart here and see, okay, stock is now here. Did anything happen in the past at this price? And this is about the $9.50, $10 range here. And you can see, yeah, it's when it was on its way up, it sort of went up and down over here. It tried to go up, but it always came back to the same price. This could be significant, or it maybe isn't. But that's essentially what these other charts are for. So I can have a much longer time frame and see what happened in the past. You can see on the monthly chart where each of these bars represent a month. On its way up, it couldn't really get past the $10 mark. And it stayed there from about July, August 22 until about February 23. February or March 23, it broke through the $10 mark and then went upwards. But it seems to have a problem going through the $10 mark, at least on the way up. The same is probably true on the way down. And you can see a similar thing over here. This is at about the $13 mark. It likes that area. See, it struggled here a little bit, came back down, but only to this point. Again, it came back to this point and then went up a little bit before breaking through it. So the $13 and the $10 price points are important to this particular stock. Historically speaking, that may change in the future, but what you can actually see is the past, and that's what the chart is telling me. So I can have a look at this and then decide what category I want to put it at. Okay, so because there was this price point is probably significant, I have listed this stock ACVA as, did I ACVA or no, I actually didn't, but I should have put this stock here, ACVA, and there it is. So this tab on this section shows me stocks that are currently at a significant point on the chart. Maybe this stock could bounce up. This upward trend could continue, in which case it will become very interesting to me. I have a cash trading account. There are rules and regulations. If you're not rich, if you don't have at least $25,000, you may not short stocks. You can only go long. And if you do not have a cash account, you are limited to, I think it's 3 trades per week. Clearly, they just put hurdles in front of you. Rich people don't have these issues. They can just do whatever they like. But if you're not, it's basically, it's almost like it's their party and you're not invited. So the way around this is to have a cash account. This removes the limit on the number of trades you can take, but you can only go long. I cannot short. I'm prohibited from going short. So that's why I'm interested in this kind of thing. So this stock is now on this list. So periodically, like every day, every couple of days, I can quickly come and click on each of these and have a look. Okay, what is this stock doing? Yeah, it looks now like it's going up, but I need more. Confirmation before I buy this stock. Just because it's this term is called bouncing. It's gone down now. Now it's bounced like a ball. It's bounced. I want more confirmation that actually, yes, the stock has hit rock bottom and now is going to start going back up. What I like about it is the fact that, first of all, this is called a trend line. This is the average price of the stock over the past 200 periods. In this case, days, because this is a daily chart. This is called an indicator. This is the 200. This is a 50. And this is 250 and 30, I think. I don't remember. But they're the same thing, that's just the number of days or time periods differs. This one is very important, the 200 moving average. Very far from this. And usually stocks will get very far from it and they'll come back. It's called, they will be overextended. And when a stock is overextended, like the stock here back in February or so, the stock was overextended very far from this line. The stock price was what, 13, and the 200 was at 19. So that's what, a $6 difference. For a stock that's only this price, $6 is quite a big percentage difference. It's like 33%. So that's a big difference. And then you can expect a reversal, which is exactly what happened. It got to this point and it bounced back up. Then came back down again and then went back towards this moving average, and it stayed more or less in the same area before falling again. But now it's also is pretty far from the moving average. So I would expect the stock to start moving back towards this line at some point. Whether that time is now, who knows? But that's a good sign for me, because for the stock to move back towards that line, it has to increase in price, which is what I'm waiting for. It also broke this trend line. You can see July, since what, beginning of July, the stock has not broken this trend line until now. So that's another good sign. Another good sign, this moving average. I wonder, can I see what uh, fast, medium, slow? I can't. Okay, I thought I could see from the tooltip how many days this is calculating. Anyway, it's also broken this moving average, which is another sign. I would like it to break this one. This is, I'm pretty sure this is the 50-day moving average. I would also like it to go up, to pull back a little bit, and then go up again. If it does that, that will be would probably be enough confirmation to me, and I would buy it. I would try to buy it at the point where it has gone down and then starts to go back up again. If that point is about halfway between this peak here and this trough over here, if it occurs at about here, even better. I don't want it to go all the way to the bottom and then up again. It's nice, but not so nice. So there's all these different things that I'm looking for, and I need to see those things before I'm really going to put my money in the game. So this is what I've been doing. And this is, I take a new scan of the stock universe every 2 weeks, every month. Not more than 2 weeks, and shouldn't be more than a month. They don't really get out of date, but of course, over a month, some stocks will move out of my price range. I can buy any stock I like. At the moment on this account, I have more than one trading account. On this account, I have about 500, if I remember, $5,000. I'm in a trade at the moment, so some of my cash is taken up with that trade. There's about 5,000 that I have. So I can buy any stock that is $5,000 or less. Obviously, if I buy a stock of $5,000, I can only buy one of them. I can buy two shares of a stock that is at 2,500, and so on and so forth. So I like to limit myself in terms of stock price. Also, it seems to me that stocks in different price ranges seem to behave differently to each other. I don't know how to quantify this, or if it's just my imagination or something, but it seems to me, as I said, that stocks in different price ranges, so stocks in the $5 to $10 range, behave differently to stocks in the $20 to $25 range. I don't know how to even describe that. I'm not sure if it's something real or I don't know, but it's just my very subjective impression. So with that, let me get back to what I was doing. I think I had got down to here. This is more interesting than the previous stock. The previous stock just hit rock bottom and bounced once. This stock has bounced and then gone down again, but only halfway, and then come back up. If it had broken this trend line and my trend line earlier, like around here, I would be very interested in this stock. But as it happens, not so much. And the fact that it seems to be struggling at this point tells me that maybe this stock is not as strong as I would like it to be. Ideally, what would happen is the stock will come down and it'll bounce, and then it'll come back down again to the halfway mark, halfway between here and here, which it has done more or less, and then go up to about here, and then see uniformly up and back, up and back, up and back, but to the same extent each time. That is a sign of a very strong stock, and I would be very interested in that. This one's not showing me that. It's also very far from the moving averages, which is a good sign. I expect a retracement back towards these moving averages, but I'm not really seeing that. So I'm going to put this in. I'm going to leave this in the dropping category, I think, and I've already put it. And I put ARC. I think this is the last one that I did today. So yeah, that's the stock that I was busy with. And you can see this one is just plain dropping. No one in their right mind should ever go long on this stock in its current state. There is no sign that this is going to go up in price. It could, but you don't spend your money on coulds. You want to spend money on is. I can see it. Forget about could. That's not a thing in trading. Okay, so let's have a look at this. This is quite interesting. This is a significant price point on this stock. Oh, and I will say things like price point, but it's not. Don't. It is not a specific cent price at exactly $14.34. It's an area. It can be a little bit above, a little bit below. It little bit above and a little bit below. They all count. So you can see here and here and here and there. This was a turning, and again point, but a turning area. Turning area just doesn't sound right, but that's what it is. So this is a significant area on the chart for this particular stock. So it's not an exact. I could have put this line down here. Equally valid. It's an area. It doesn't. The stock doesn't have to come and touch this horizontal line to expect it for me to expect it to bounce and go higher, for example, in this area, somewhere around here. And it has done that, and possibly this could signal an upward trend, maybe. Not so sure of the strength of the stock though, because yes, it went up, but again it came all the way back down, maybe even a little bit more. And the fact that it came all the way back down to where it started tells me it didn't have the staying power to stay up. So that's not a point in its favor. So I'm going to put this in the at support. This is what I call support. This line represents support. So if I go here, AVP, and oh, I've done that one already. Okay, cool. Next one, Ben. And again, it's at a significant price point. It bounced here, and here. So it clearly has an issue with this price point, about 22, between 22 and 22.50 or there around. And it's at that point now. So this again goes on to the at support, and I've done it. Oh wait a minute, I did Dow. Did I do F cell? Sorry, I had started to go through this list and then I decided to go live, and now I can't remember where I was exactly. Don't remember looking at this one today. Yeah. This one is bouncing. But I don't know how interesting it is to me. It bounced at about the 20, 50, 21, somewhere on there. Now it's at 23.50. But you can also see that in the past couple of months, it's never broken this trend line. Never went above it. So assuming that will remain to be the case, I only have about $2 of space before I hit that trend line. And there's no guarantee that it will actually hit. I mean, for example, here's 26, so there's not much space for me to trade it. Assuming it goes up, there's not much space for me to trade it before I'm going to have to sell it, because I want to sell it when it's at the top, assuming it gets there. So this is not so interesting for me. So, and this one seems to be going more sideways than up or down. So I'm going to change this one, and I'm going to add it to here. FIVN, and delete it from there. And this one is easy, it's just going straight down until it breaks this trend line, also bounces up and has a retracement and breaks through these trend lines, I'm not interested. It's far from the 200, which is good, but it could go back, it could move back towards there now, or it could be another year. Who knows? I don't need to try to find out. Not with my money. No. So, this one stays here. Now, because this stock stayed on this table, I don't delete it from this page. Only if I move it to here or to here do I delete it from this one. So, next one, FSK. And here you can see it has, if you take a line from here to significant points on this chart, it has broken the trend. I'm just updating my other charts as well with the same trend line. This hasn't got past the 1520, 1550 price point, in spite of trying here and here and here. So I'm not convinced that this stock is actually going to rise in price. So until proven otherwise, this is dropping. I'm not thinking. And next one. Okay. Interesting. Here we have another issue. Well, issue. There's something else to explain here. Stock is clearly in a downwards trend. It got to here and then it dropped. There's a big gap down to here. And then it messed around, also in a downtrend. Now it's had one really good day. But that has only pushed it up to this point here. And if you look over here on the chart, it's been here before, never got above like 2650 thereabouts, never got above that. Now it's at the same price point again until it actually pushes above 2650. I'm not interested. If it gets above there, what I would ideally want to see is it goes up and then comes back to about this point. Then I will be very interested, because that's about 2650, 27 dollar area, up to the 200. That's at 32, almost 33 at the moment. So I'll have a couple of dollars of space in which to trade this stock if it moves above this price point here. So what I could do is do that. This is to remind me when I'm looking at these charts that this price point exists, and I need to take it into consideration when deciding whether to trade this stock. I like to have things jump out at me. So if I was to look at this stock tomorrow or next week or whatever, I should be able to remember what I thought now about the stock and see if the situation has improved or not. And also just not to forget that, not forget to look properly at the chart to see what's going on. So this is, and in the last couple of months, the stock has moved sideways, not down. So I'm going to move it to the sideways group. And Geo, that's going straight down. Although this is interesting. I'm going to bring my other charts over so I can show you. Here's our stock, the daily. There's the daily. Straight down. Now, if you look here, this is the monthly. And you can see, let me put a trend line on here. Since mid-24, it never dropped below that trend line. So it's possible that this is as far as the stock drops. And in the next month or two, I should see a bounce and it should go upwards again if it follows the trend of the previous couple of 2 years. So yeah, I'll be very interested in that. But for the time being, it's still dropping. So Geo, you go there. GME, GameStop. This one was very exciting for a lot of people a few years ago. But at the moment, not very exciting to me. Again, this is going more sideways than up or down. I think I put it in the downs because it was, when I did this last, it was coming down, but now it's clearly leveled out, I think. So it can move to here. I think maybe one takeaway from this is never think of your lists as written in stone. Things change. Get over it. Move with it. Don't fall into the trap of thinking, oh, well, I put it in this list over here. It means it has those characteristics. No, maybe it's changed since then. Time to change. And this stock is clearly on a downward trend, but again, so far since July, it has not broken this trend line. No, that doesn't work. Okay, I thought maybe from this point here, but it cuts too much into these bars over here. Or maybe what I should actually do is that, which could mean that this stock is not ready to show me what it's going to do. That's going to happen probably next month in October. And then I will see what will happen or not. It could just carry on going down. Me drawing drawing lines on a chart does not change the future. It just helps me to understand that future is not what I determine it to be. And I'm just updating my other chart. Okay, there we go. So for the time being, is it at support? Yeah, it's been here before in the past. So this can go to here. Oh, and I see it's already here. Yeah, I don't need 2 entries for that. Grind. Another one without a trend line that needs one. Interesting, it went above the trend line, pushed up, but got beaten back. But it still ended the day on a positive. That's interesting. Far from the 200. It broke the trend line, and it broke both of these moving averages. Interesting. I'm going to just draw trend line on my other desktop here. There we go. It could be significant. The next week, Monday, it could just drop back to here again. So I don't need to worry about it now. So that's staying at the dropping. It's sort of at support. I mean, it has been in this area before. And let me do that in the other window. So at support remains to be seen. GRND. GRPN. Had trouble there. Don't be fooled by this. A while ago I decided to change the color on the indicators that I use. So, but this is definitely more sideways than down. If I start from here, probably broken the trend line, which is it's always a good thing, but yeah. The problem that this thing has is that so far it broke below the 200 moving average. And of all the moving averages, this one is the most important. A lot of stocks have a lot of trouble getting through the 200, either moving up or moving down. It doesn't matter. You can expect things to happen in this area. And again, I stress it's an area. I mean, look at this here. That happened in an area. This is happening in an area. It's still being affected. All of this is being affected by this 200 moving average. So yeah, that one can stay. Okay, it's not. is probably more sideways now than down. So I'm going to move it to here. GRPN, and then it gets deleted from this table. GTM, this looks like a mess. Stock has only been around for a couple of months. What is it doing? I don't even know. The moment it is moving up, but only like the last week. I really don't know how to classify this. So I'm going to leave it where it is, and this is going to go on this little sheet is for all the stocks exactly like this. I didn't even know how to classify them. So if we have a quick look at these, really I don't know what to make of this. I think this is an area of importance. How important it is, I don't know. But it's not going below this line, but also not going far above it either. So it's just bouncing up and down in there. So what is that, about $1.50, $2 max? Very difficult to work with. Anyway, that can stay in this little, that's the one I just put. This one, it's in a downtrend, but I don't know what's with this long tail. That's a $4 tail on an $8 stock as it was on that day. So yeah, I don't need to worry about that. And this absolutely flat for months, and I'm looking on the monthly. Looking at the monthly chart, this makes even less sense. Stock got up to $4,500 when it was first released, and okay, you can't see it because of the scale. You can't put 4,500, and the price now is $6. You can't put it on the same chart without running into issues like I am. Let's see, does this help? Not really. No. So who knows what's going on. I just keep them to have a look at them every now and again to help remind me how weird stocks can be. But you can see on the weekly, absolutely flat for years. And all of a sudden, a jump up to 80. Just in 1 week, and actually on one day, as you can see on the daily here. Opened this morning, 1 second, this was 8th of September. After languishing in the $2 range, it suddenly jumped up 10 times its price to $18, $19, went all the way up to 80, and then came back down, finished the day at 45. Now, weird things happen. If you had happened to have bought some stocks at any time period, and you managed to sell them on this day, you made mint. But if you bought stock on this day, and you didn't sell them the next 2 days, you lost money big time. No ways anyone could have foreseen that on this day it would jump so high. There's no way to tell. So yeah, so I've got all these weird stocks that I can't make any sense of. This one, most of these only look weird when you look on the weekly and monthly. You can see years and years of nothing. All of a sudden, activity, and then back to nothing again. Weird. Very weird. Anyway, that's not helping. We were looking at GTM. I just put it on that list. The weird ones I delete from this list. I don't need to look at them every week or every couple of days or whatever. That's the only one that I delete from here that is not going to another sheet, another table. I mean. So we have HBAN. Another weird one. And it helps sometimes to have a look at a larger time scale, longer time scale. So if you look at the monthly down here, this area, $16, $17 range, was sitting for the longest time, couldn't really get above it. Got above and came straight back again. Now for the first time it got above it, it fell like way below, probably from shock. And now it's gone back up and it's sort of basing itself at the same price point. At Live Traders, they would teach us that something along the lines of, the stock has been running uphill all this time since the beginning of 2024, actually the end of 23, and it got here, finished the race, but it was tired, so it needed a rest. Now it got its breath back, and we need to see. I need to see what it's going to do in the future. So it sort of makes, and this is something that you will see in a lot of stocks. They will run up or down, but they need to rest every now and again too. I don't know where to put this, but I'm going to leave it where it is because clearly it's going down. I can't even put a trend line on this. It's like curved. Weird. Anyway, that's just plain dropping. That goes on that list, and another weird one. Here it was following this nice trend line straight up. This is not necessarily a sign you want to see in a stock that you're interested. This here, excellent. That's exactly what you want to see. Slow, steady growth upwards. Always coming back to the trend line. Never breaking it, never going below the moving average. Slight concern moving away from the 200. getting further and further away from it. This up here is not a good sign. That is not likely to last, and it's definitely not a sign that this stock is ready to go stratospheric. This is not a buy signal. So I am staying far away from that. But it's definitely not in a downtrend. I think when I looked at this, I only looked at this part. Now it's been a week or so, so we have more data. This is going more sideways to my mind. So it goes here. And delete it from there. This is interesting. Because since May, it hasn't broken below this trend line. Let me just draw that in the other window. So if it follows the previous trends, even though generally on the whole stock's going down, it's not uniform. It goes down and it goes up. And this was at $5 and went up to $7. That's a $2 movement range on a $5 stock. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty good. Now, I would expect it, if it follows this trend, to move upwards from here. So, I'm interested. I would say this could be bouncing. So, goes on that one, in that tab. Next stock. This trend line, I don't know when I drew it, but it was obviously a long time ago. Let's try to see. I drew it in this period here. But interesting to me is how even if when it broke the trend line, it still came back to it. For all this time. Now it's gone below it again, and it's still sort of keeping to that same trend line. Even though I drew it months ago. I drew this probably beginning of the year, beginning of 2024. Yeah, so it's a year and 10 months old, and it's still pretty much holding true. It's what can make trend lines very powerful indicators. So you see it broke the trend line, went up, came back a bit less than halfway, but still, yeah, still about halfway, within 40 to 60%. And it went up, but didn't go higher than the previous high. It wasn't strong enough. So if you bought here, you were shit out of luck, because it went there and it came back and never went higher again. So don't be so eager to jump in. Just because a stock goes up doesn't mean it's a winner. And clearly, stock is dropping, and I don't see any sign of it really changing. So that goes on this list. HUN. This one, the trend lines I draw are lines that connect either the high or low of three highs or more, or four or more lows, joins them together. Then you can say, well, was it it what am I trying to say? It didn't break this trend for all this time. And it also gives you a visual indication that when it does break that trend line, or you can see it. You can see, yeah, this is higher than it was, higher than it should be if it carried on with this trend. So that's interesting. So until this stock breaks this trend line and this moving average, and I think probably this moving average as well, and gives a nice pattern, that's just dropping. I'm not interested. So KVUE gets on that list. Next one. This is interesting. You see, this is a significant price point. $24. Comes down, goes up, comes down, goes up. Doesn't break below, or hasn't broken below. There's no law of the universe that says tomorrow it will not. But it hasn't in the past, and that's a good sign. So this is at 26. I am very interested in this actually. Even when it goes below it, it doesn't go far below, and then eventually goes right back up again. I don't if I was to buy the stock here, I do not expect that it will get up here. It could, but that's not what I expect based on what I see. I would expect these are long red bars. That is not really what you want to see. Usually, let me bring the other window across. This is the window that I've been updating from time to time. So we have this trend line here. It has been dropping. I wanted to show you the volume because the other graph I didn't put volume on it. Big ass red bars but lots of volume. That's a warning sign. Usually when this happens, it'll get to a low point and it'll bounce, and you can expect it to get about halfway back up again. That's what you can usually expect. But this didn't do that. This fell and then went into like a normal downtrend. So for this reason, I actually could expect this stock to climb back up at least to the 200. And that's quite a way, because now it's at 26. That red moving average is now at 33. That's a lot of space. But if you look on the 60-minute, you can see that the 200 moving average, it's right there. So I want to see it break through that moving average on the 60 before I buy So if I was to buy this now, not going to, but if I was, oh yeah, this brings me up to one of the golden rules of trading. If you take anything from watching this, it should be, if you take anything from watching this video, it should be this. Number one, get yourself an education on trading stocks. Get a reputable teacher or company or something. Do the course. Number two, trade within your means. All of my trades, I risk $10. That's it, $10. I haven't been doing this consistently, so I haven't been able to measure improvement. When over months, over several months, you are consistently making money. That does not mean that every trade is a winner. It means that consistently over a period of months, you are making money, even in spite of your losses, and you will have losses. But overall, over a couple of, you should do like a couple of 50 trades, maybe probably more than 50 trades over 2 months or more. 2 or 3 months. 3 months is better. If you have not consistently made money in that time, you do not earn the right to increase your risk. If so, congratulations, you can now risk $20 for another couple of months. Then you can move to $50, and then maybe to 75 and 100, 150, 200. All the while being consistent at making money for a couple of months. You earn the right, to increase your risk. You don't just take money and throw it at the stock market. The stock market will take you and not even say thank you. Third, you never take a trade where you do not know 3 things. Your price point that you're going to buy, when you are going to take your profits, and when you're going to cut your losses. Especially your losses. You never ever take a trade without a stop loss, and a stop loss that's in the system. I think I can actually show you what that means. Where is my matrix? I am in this trade now. $10 risk. I risked $10. I bought it at 14.58. My stop loss was 14.30, if I remember correctly. So I had like a 30-cent gap. So if the price dropped to 14.30, I sold my shares when I took the $10 loss. I took 33 shares because that's what it dictated. And these values you get from the chart. You don't pull them out of your ass. You look at the chart, and the chart will tell you where your stop loss should be. You know what your risk is, and those two things together tell you how many shares you can buy. So I risked $10. I bought 33 shares. That does not mean the shares cost me $10. These shares were $14.58 each. I bought 33 of them. So I was a little bit late to the party, and I will show you what I mean by bringing. This is the chart of D now, the stock that I'm in. These are significant price points, $14 and $16. I should have got into the stock over here at about the 14.20 max, but I was a bit late and I got in. I should not have actually taken this trade. If you're too late, you're too late. You've missed the bus. There's another stock you can find. So I got in at 14.58. My stop loss, as I said, was 14.30 down here, which was wide enough that most of these, the bottoms of these bars, I was lower than them. So if it came down, probably it won't go lower than it did these other times. That's why what I mean when I say you get these things from the chart. You cannot affect the stock price except by waiting for it to go up or down. And I'm not going to do that because it was going up and I wanted to be on it. My exit is going to be at 15.68. So if and when the stock reaches that price, the platform will automatically sell my stocks and I will have made 36.30. So 3.5 times my risk for a couple of days. Took this on the 20th or 21st. And the stop loss, which I have since moved up. My stop loss was down here. I've now moved it to here. So if the stock goes down to 14.78, it'll sell. And I will make $6 instead of losing 10. Plus 6 instead of minus 10. I count that as a win. Damn, what did I do? Okay, that goes. I forgot that's a separate bar. I have moved it up to here. If it moves up in this area, I will move it up again. So that no matter what happens, I'm in the plus. There are costs involved with taking a trade, both buying and selling. They are $5 each. So every trade costs me $10. So I'll have made, assuming this stock goes to target, I'll have made $36, but I will lose $10 because of fees. So I'll have made $26. Still 2.5 times my risk for a couple of days. That's not bad. It's only $10, but assuming I stay at this and I'm consistently profitable over a couple of months, I will then increase my risk to $20 for another couple of months, and then $20, then $50, then $75, then $100. At $100, if my risk was $100, this would have earned me, this one trade would have earned me $260 after fees. Take a couple of those a month, or 10 of them a month. That's $2,500 a month, and that's just $100 risk. If I'm consistent at that level, I can increase to 150, 200, 1,000. That's the goal. But it starts small. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show people today. I hope I haven't confused everybody too much. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Check I will check the comments every now and again. I do have a Facebook page. If you want to ask me questions there, that's also fine. Probably better because I don't check YouTube comments on this channel too often. Um, yeah, so that's it. Alright, that's all.